Good morning, students. So today I'm going to be talking to you about the Week 20 spelling and vocabulary words and assignment. Your assignment this week is to not write a story like last week, but to write a letter to Hattie, who's the protagonist of our novel, Hattie Big Sky, and you want to use all 10 words. You can either pretend to be a character who knew Hattie in Iowa, like Aunt Ivy, Uncle Holt, Mildred, Charlie, or Miss Simpson. Or if you want the other option, you can pretend to be a character who is going to get to know her when she moves to Montana. The only one you really know about right now is Para Lee, but if you want to make up a character that she might meet in Montana, you can. Or for those of you who have read ahead, if you want to use one of those characters from the future of the book, you may. So letter expectations. It should be written in letter format. You want to see pages 1 and 2 for an example. You will also want to look at the directions that I have on the template for the letter. It should be addressed to Hattie and from a character. We talked about the possibilities of characters on the slide before, so if you forgot, go back and look at that slide, or I also have a list of them on your rubric on the assignment. It should use complete sentences, as always. It should use all 10 vocabulary words correctly. Please make sure you use them in context. Don't write something like, I don't know what the word gumption means. That doesn't show me that you truly understand the word or how to use it in a conversation or in your writing. So please make sure you use them in context. If you have more questions about that, feel free to email me or Parent Square me, etc., something like that. Please do not use the same sentences as mine. So I've given you example sentences throughout this slideshow. Don't copy mine. Don't copy your classmates. Okay, you can do the work on your own. Just use the examples. Feel free to reach out to me and ask questions if you have them. Cheating is not the answer. At most, you can use 2 vocabulary words in the same sentence. So I don't want one sentence with all 10 words in it. So at most, 2 vocab words in the same sentence. I want letters that are multiple sentences. You can choose how many paragraphs you want your letter to be as well. And again, the rule with paragraphs is every time you change ideas, you want to start a new paragraph. And obviously, it should be school appropriate. Okay, here are your vocab words for this week. So din is a noun. It's a loud, continuous noise or a series of noises. So for example, the din or the noise from the neighbor's party prevented Martha from getting a good night's sleep. Or a lunch's din, yes, you guys are loud at a lunch, caused Mrs. Barron to get a headache. Gumption is courage and confidence or taking initiative. If you don't know what that word initiative means, it means advocating for yourself. So Dr. Melissa Steidel's gumption, or courage, confidence, initiative, enabled her to find a cure for Alzheimer's. Many people told her it was impossible, but she kept trying. Danny did not know if he had the gumption or courage to quit his job and start his own construction business. Hunyaker. This was a slang term, meaning it was not a nice term. It was an insult that was typically used for immigrants who became homesteaders. So many people thought that the plains should be used for ranching and raising cattle only. And so they also realized too that it was really hard to create a farm on the plains in the Midwest America. And you guys watched the video on homesteading and saw that there were many problems like prairie fires and locusts and droughts and tornadoes. And so this word came to imply that you were foolish or not very intelligent if you thought that you could farm out in the Midwest. So Jeremiah, a cowboy and rancher, thought Montana's plains were better suited for cows than farms, so he called homesteaders honeyyackers. Or after Hank called Anita a honeyyacker, she decided never to talk to him again. Remember, again, it's an insult. It's not meant to be a nice term. Okay, pare means to trim off outside excess or irregular parts of something. It's a verb. And you might do this with scissors, you might do it with a knife, something like that. Okay. And it's not the same thing as dicing or cutting something up, as you can kind of see by letter A. So Liza pared the peaches, meaning that she, took the skin off of them, the excess part off of them, or maybe any bad spots. Slice them, that's a different action, okay, and then put them in her pie. So remember that pare again is to trim off some sort of outside part or excess part or part that's no good. Or B, Justice took out a pair of scissors and pared her English handout so it would fit in her notebook. You guys remember doing that back when you had your notebooks? We used to pare down handouts and put them into your notebook. Okay, spittoon, this is kind of gross. It's a receptacle for spit. Okay. It was very popular in the early 1900s for people to chew tobacco. So it was common to see that you would have trains that would have spittoons available every few rows of seats. And if you can see this, there are spittoons in this picture here every few rows in the train. The railroad car cleaners took turns cleaning out the spittoons because they all hated that job. Now, I do want to clarify, spittoons were not just found on trains, they were found all over. You'll see them found in hotel that Hattie and other characters go to later on. Mutiny means a refusal to obey those in charge, and that's a noun. Okay, so you want to use it as a thing. So for example, the peasants started a mutiny in order to overthrow the cruel king and queen. So they're disobeying or refusing to obey the king and queen. Or a French soldier named Pierre Fiette was the leader of the mutiny. By the way, I just made these up. Neither of these are true. Okay, valise is a very easy word. It is a suitcase. That's all it is. So Charlotte forgot her valise on the Union Pacific Railroad car. Or Felice bought a new Louis Vuitton valise for her trip to France. We have some internal rhyme here too. Ledger book is also something fairly simple. It is a book that a company uses to record information about money that it's either paid out or received in from sales. So for example, Martin thought the hardest part of running his business was filling out his ledger book. Now, most companies today use some type of electronic spreadsheet as opposed to a ledger book, but you're going to see the actual physical ledger book in Hattie's day because obviously they didn't have computers yet. Potent means strong or powerful. So for example, lions are potent or strong animals. They can jump as far as 36 feet and reach speeds of 50 miles per hour. And this is an adjective, so you would use it to describe a lion. So for example, I use this as a predicate adjective, so it's after a linking verb describing the noun lion. Or B, the chai tea was too potent. Okay, again, predicate adjective after a linking verb. To drink because Logan left the tea bag in the water for a half hour. And the final word is pungent. It's an adjective and it means having an intense flavor, like when you taste something, or an intense odor when you smell something. So for example, Douglas did not want to have a pungent smell, so he wore deodorant and showered every day. Or B, the toddler did not want to take the pungent medicine. She kept spitting it back out. I apologize. It looks like I got one too many L's in the word smell here, so ignore that. All right, if you have further questions about the letter assignment or about these vocabulary words, just get in touch with me and I will be happy to help.